Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, it is Tuesday, and the people are brave today. Ooh. Oh, wait, listen. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing well on this Taco Tuesday. Okay, let me take this thumbnail off real quick. I'm not on camera. However, here, let me change my background. Yeah. So, listen, this morning, I'm scrolling on Twitter, right? I'm just scrolling on Twitter. And so, one of my friends that keep up with like a lot of the reality TV stuff, he posted that Claudia was in Claudia Jordan. Y'all know I do not like that lady at all. Okay. And I will say that to the heavens. So, she was behind the bar at Watch What Happens Live last night, right? So my friend tweeted it. And so he put up this long post. He said, congratulations to Claudia. Bravo has added her back into the clubhouse and stuff like that, right? So I said, oh, behind the bar, right? Oh, okay. I don't see it for Clawfoot. I do not like anything about Clawfoot, Claudia Jordan. Baby, so then she decided to tweet me back, right? Decided to respond. And when she responded, she said, she said, "Well, you're one of Dallas's chef we can cross off the list. I literally don't bother anyone, and claws wear, toes fix, love, catch up." And so I got ready to respond, and as soon as I got ready to respond, she had deleted the tweet. Why? Why? Because I was supposed to go smack dab in on Claudia Jordan, okay? You sit over there on Fox Soul and say some of the craziest things, some of the most colorism types of things. I was about to eat her up, okay? So she knew what was best for her by deleting the comment because I was about to lay Claudia Jordan out, okay? I don't like that lady. And what I said is what I said. And I was about ready to eat her up. But child, she had deleted the tweet. And I'm gonna post the tweet to Patreon so y'all can see it. But yeah, she deleted the tweet. What you deleted for her? What you deleted for? And let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. I don't care nothing about you not calling me to come cook for you. For Claudia? Get out of here. I don't want to be looking at them clawfoots while I'm cooking. Sure don't. Girl, you tried it. Y'all, see, you know, just my normal little commentary. And here she come. Well, all I know is had I got an opportunity to respond, I would have laid her out. Okay. I would have laid her completely out. Cause like I said, she sit over there on Fox Soul. She say all kind of crazy stuff, the stuff that she was saying about Shanquilla's family and stuff like that. I don't rock with nobody like that. I don't rock with her. I don't rock with Funky Dineva. I don't rock with Al Reynolds. I don't really rock with Fox Soul. So, girl, check yourself. Okay. I did. Yo, I had said something about, girl, I don't need to be on your list, first of all. Second of all, I don't like you, so I would never want to be in the same spaces with you at all. I don't care how big the check is. I don't like you. And that's just what that is. I mean, girl, I said, no, you didn't delete it though. No, you didn't delete it. Man, I wanted to get in that thing. And I mean in it, boy. And here she go deleting tweets. And you don't bother nobody. That's a lie. Um, that is a complete lie. And people saying on her she deserved a second season. Well, anyway, y'all, let's get into it. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I had to give y'all that breaking news because she tried me. She tried me and didn't even wanna take the bait, okay? But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Anyway, let's discuss. We are here to discuss Judge Joe Brown, okay, is it giving Angela Yee warning shots, letting her know she needs to call Tasha K, because he will be sending cease and desist to her for her commentary on Shirley's Ralph's experience. Now, I'm not a big fan of Angela Yee, but come on, Judge Joe Brown. This is crazy. When y'all hear this, y'all gonna be like, now come on. So he goes in and he starts to explain a timeline of when he became an actual famous judge. Yes, he is still talking. Of when he became a famous judge and all of this stuff. Like he literally is just running his mouth. Okay. Running his mouth. um, you almost had your moment to drag her. Oh God, I wanted to drag her for filth, and you deleted it, girl. Oh, I listen to me, Tracy. I was fit to eat Claudia Clawfoot up. She wasn't gonna have no more corns on them toes because I was about to eat them up. But she deleted it, girl. Anyway, hello to everyone that is coming in. Hello, let me speak to everybody. Simply elegant one. What's going on, Mia? What's going on? Hey, Precious Jewel, what's happening? What's going on, Kristen? What's going on, Veronica? I'm pretty sure I'm blocked now. Let's see. Let me go see if I'm blocked. Claudia Jordan has blocked you. Do it. Okay, sorry. Good morning, Kristen. Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Kimmy. Good morning, Mia. I need Too Feisty to tap in because I know she gonna get a boy. She gonna get a key out of this. Good morning, Kimmy Nicole. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Chi-Town. What's going on? What's going on, Miami Gardens? How you doing? How you doing? I don't like Angela or Joe, so let them two fight it out. Well, I okay. I don't like Angela. I don't, and I don't like Joe really either. But in this particular instance, once we hear this, he is completely wrong. He is wrong. So what I do? Well, so I'll go ahead. Good morning, CM. No one ever mentioned him. Okay, so one of my friends, he does like his name is, mention it all. So he talks about a lot of stuff that has happened in reality TV. Kind of reminds you of like Jay's reality blog or MFG reality TV, where they may post a clip and then um commentate on that clip, right? So he had posted this clip and he said, shout out to Claudia Jordan. Mama made her return to Bravo last night looking snatched. Hashtag RHOA. And I just commented and said, behind the bar though? Oh, okay. LOL. I like nothing about Clawfoot, is what I said. So she responded, right? And right when I was getting ready to eat her up, she deleted it. But the response says, well, you're one of Dallas's chefs that we can cross off the list. Literally don't bother anyone and claws where toes fix love catch up. Well, let's catch you up. And let's catch you up and let you know that you are never, I will never, you will never have to worry about me coming to fix you no salmons, no chicken, no nothing. Would never do it. You never. Okay. I don't like you. And then not only that, I was about to eat her up about her comments on Fox Soul just the other day. Some stuff she just always talking out the side of her neck. So I was about to eat her up, and I was about to drag her, and she deleted it and blocked me. She deleted and blocked me. Sad to say, but Girl, I said what I said. I don't like that lady, and I don't feel bad at all. And I just wish you would have gave me an opportunity to tussle with her a little bit. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so let's get back into Judge Joe Brown, Child, Angela Yee, and Shirley Ralph. Okay, so yesterday I played the clip of what Shirley Ralph was explaining that one of a famous TV judge that was on the network with her, she never clarified if it was a black peer, if it was a white TV. She never clarified who it may have been, right? I think we just automatically assumed that it was probably someone black. So Judge Joe Brown's issue is he's saying that there was an innuendo, pretty much almost alluding that it could have been him. But she didn't state any names other than clearing Judge Mathis's name, right? Because I think when people hear famous TV judge, I mean it's natural to think about them. And I was here for her clearing that up, right? So they're having this conversation. He's pretty much saying that he was thinking about getting, suing for defamation and different stuff like that because of the innuendo. All right. Judge Joe Brown has a YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel is ran by some lady. I don't know her name. She actually annoys me because she gives me pick me vibes. But that's neither here nor there. She always agreeing with something that he got to say, whether he right or wrong. But so anyway, she's literally saying, "Oh, well, you better call Tasha K. You better do this. You better do that because we sending out cease and desist and all of this kind of stuff." But listen, let me actually play it, and then you guys can hear exactly um what it said. All right, let's take a listen. Y'all get them likes up. Just a few people in the room. Get those likes up. Get those likes up. Good morning, Nikki P. Good morning, CM. Good morning, everybody. And let's take a listen.
All right, hi guys. We're back with a quick short take because we got to respond to Angela Yee responding to Judge Joe Brown's response to Miss Sheryl Ralph. So I want us to play this clip and I want the judge to give her a response because right now Miss Angela Yee is trying to cover her ass.
Now let's talk about Sheryl Ralph and this whole situation. She was on Way Up with Angela Yee. Mm-hmm. And this all came up because in her book, right, she has her book about Diva 2.0.
Yep.
And she briefly in her book mentions a situation where a promoter put his hand on her leg and that there were several instances where men were inappropriate to her. And she started to question herself over that, right? Mm-hmm. As she was a young actress on the come up. And she then, when we questioned her further about it, detailed an experience that happened to her in front of network executives. Here's what she said.
This was a famous TV judge, not Judge Mathis. I love him. He's a great man. At a very public place. I had my suit on. I was handling my business for the television show I was on at that time. He and I were on the same network. This man walked in, grabbed me by the back of my neck, turned me around and rammed his nasty tongue down my throat.
Oh my God.
And everybody at the network saw it. I called Mark Morial. Mark Morial, he said, "You want me to send the police there right now?" Somebody at the network tapped me on the shoulder. They said, "Please don't."
I wanted to pause right there because I just want, and I'm going to play the rest real quick, Judge, before you speak. I pause right there because that clip that Angela Yee just played is an edited clip of what was actually said because Shirley Ralph couldn't remember Mark Morial's name on the original broadcast, and he was mayor at the time. I'm going to play the original full clip at the end of this video. So let me play the rest.
All right. Well, Judge Joe Brown then posted, because I guess a lot of people started tagging him.
Right.
He said there's false rumors being spread that I mistreated a certain lady 25 years ago. By the way, no one said 25 years ago. right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He said, I categorically deny both those rumors and any acquaintance with the lady in question. And then somebody posted Judge Joe Brown for mayor of Memphis and said the timing is uncanny. And I guess he's trying to say that he's running for mayor. Maybe that's why. And then he also said that he might bring in his team, his legal team. Here's what he had to say as he did a video about this on YouTube.
I might bring in my legal crew and proceed for defamation of character. You see, when they put my face next to hers and they start doing that little stuff there, that becomes innuendo. And I think I know where the deep pockets are, where I might proceed for defamation of character. Now, so far, she hasn't said anything that implicates me.
Okay.
Yeah, she hasn't. She didn't say any names. She just said it's not Judge Mathis.
Yeah. She just want to be clear who it was not.
How many TV judges are there?
A lot.
And how did he know it was 25 years ago?
I don't know. That was the one part that I was like, 25 years ago.
I don't think it was too many TV judges on the same network as her around the same time.
This didn't happen 25 years ago. I never met her 25 years ago.
But she's been on more than one show, too. So we also don't know which network she's talking about.
Right. You're right, Angela.
Well, it's about to get worse.
Like
Simply Elegant One.
On,
You're right,
you
Kim in the code.
Here's more from what Judge Joe Brown had to say.
Ball on defamation, it is sufficient if the innuendo that goes along with the objectionable language implies that it is someone else. They don't even have to say it. It can be innuendo. That's actionable. So somebody on a goddamn legal crew ought to say, you need to be careful what you do. Because even if you aren't saying it, if you are implying it, you become subject to a defamation action.
How was it
I
implied,
don't
though?
know this woman, never met this woman, certainly haven't had any contact with her.
The word of the day is innuendo.
Innuendo. It's like an insinuation.
Okay, I love it.
All right, we are going to get some legal advice, though, from somebody whether or not this innuendo would hold up in court as defamation.
Right.
Because I don't want to be the one over here speculating on what can and cannot be said.
Right, and I thought I was a lawyer, so maybe I'm not a lawyer. Maybe a real lawyer can tell us whether he has an actual case.
Right, so we'll find out from an actual lawyer.
Okay.
We also...
There you have it. A couple of things stuck out in there, and I want you to touch on and correct her because I forgot that rapper's name who's part of her show. You know, he was saying, well, how did he know it was 25 years ago? Please, Judge, explain how you got 25 years.
Okay. Apparently, these people didn't do well in math in school and they can't add and subtract. Now, what do we have in common on the lady's statement? Mayor Morales, there was a new judge show, her new show, the same network or studio, and Mathis at that time was not a judge, so it couldn't have been him. So when does this occur? Well, it's easy. My own recollection of what they told me when I got there and what's out on record that the studios published. 1995, Moesha started taping. January 23rd, 1996, they started airing. Right then, the NAPTE that occurred that month in New Orleans, where Mayor Morales was located at the time, is when this new judge show got sold, which was not a new one actually, but a resurrected one coming back after a hiatus. They started taping in 1996 and they first aired at the beginning of 1997. They all had the same studio for purposes.
Same network.
Same network. She said studio on the first tape. So she says RDF, which is a industry conjunction of several studios. So we had RDF with a new judge show, a new Moesha show, Mayor Morales, no Mathis, and when does all that occur?
25 years ago.
1997, 25 years ago, because Judge Joe Brown did not even start until the end of 1998. So I wasn't even there.
So shut up.
After that,
Shut up.
That's when that show gets sold to a studio that I am involved with, where that judge show is no longer part of the package. 2 years later, that's the last of Moesha.
Mhm.
And this thing that comes on,
Yeah.
I can add one. How much is much?
So basically, they're trying to say, well, nobody said his name. Nobody said a date that it was 25 years ago. So why is he saying 25 years ago? No, Shirley told on herself when she implemented Mark Morial as mayor of New Orleans, which was 25 years ago. So when she also said that, well, we're going to reach out to our legal team. Yes, Angela Yee, reach out to your legal team, because what you did, even though you did not say Judge Joe Brown's name, what you did was reckless endangerment of the truth, because the public is implementing Judge Joe Brown. Why? I don't know, because the other judges, famous judges around that time, were white and the judge is black, and it's easier to pin this on a black man. Maybe that is the case. However, Judge Joe Brown didn't come in on television to 1998. He wasn't famous in 98, 99, 2000, or 2001 when Moesha's show ended. But during that time in 95, 96, Edge Koch was part of the revival of People Court. He was already famous, mayor of New York. And then you had Judge, how do you pronounce his name? Shineland, Judge Judy's husband, and he was on there for several seasons. We're not saying that it's them. We don't know who this famous judge is, but what we do know for a fact, it wasn't Judge Joe Brown. So be prepared to get a cease and desist. You may want to call up Tasha K and get some advice from her, because she's been through this type of legal proceeding as of recently. So thank you guys. And I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the end of it.
Okay. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, an innuendo is a hint, insinuation about a person or a thing, especially of a derogatory nature. So here we are back at square one, because she didn't even state whether the judge was black. She didn't state whether the judge was white. She did not state what network it was on. She didn't state any of those things. And so for him to literally go as hard as he is, and then what help me understand, what exactly would you be coming after Angela Yee for? She can't control the fact that Shirley Ralph said this stuff. Look, I don't see it for Angela Yee. Y'all know that. But why? That I don't understand at all. I don't get it. You're saying innuendos as if it was insinuated that you were the one. There were no insinuations, nothing dropped that stated that it was you at all. Angela Yee didn't do it, Jasmine didn't do it, and neither did Shirley Ralph. So for me, I keep saying it, a hit dog will holler. You giving us a timeline for what? For what exactly? Okay, you state that you wasn't on TV until 1998 and you doing all of this math and stuff. Then why are you even responding? If you know it wasn't you, why are you responding? That to me, that is weird. Again, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook can say whatever they want to say, but to literally you get on here with this pick me woman, because that's exactly what she sounds like to me. If you go listen to anything that they talk about, they literally talk about all kind of stuff, right? And I was really turned off by some of these Shanquilla Robinson comments. Y'all know I don't see it for nobody who got something rough to say about the family or anything like that, because you need to put yourself in their shoes, right? But to literally listen to her literally commentate on everything that this man has to say, and he's never wrong. He's never And another thing, that man talks so slow and monotone. Oh, he has no excitement about himself. But to me, it just seems a bit odd. It seems like you keep over speaking about the situation when you don't have to. You really don't have to speak on it at all. And you keep putting yourself in this situation. The innuendos that you're thinking about have to be innuendos that you're coming up with in your head. She never implied that it was Judge Joe Brown on that set that stuck his tongue down her throat. She never said that. But you can't control what Twitter says or what these other people say. You can't control that. And so that's what he's going based off of when he says an innuendo was because people automatically jumped and assumed that it was him. He's blaming the innuendos on Shirley Ralph and Angela Yee, and that's not what that was. They never gave any detail that it would even imply that Bishop Slow Brown, I'm not Bishop, but Judge Slow Brown would be the one to have the issues. Like, I don't get it. Let me read y'all comments. What is this chick talking about? That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about? She didn't say white or black judge, and that's my point. She didn't give any. So where's the innuendo? Where is the innuendo? The only thing that she stated was that it was not Judge Mathis, and come to find out, Judge Mathis' wife, Miss Linda Mathis, and Shirley Ralph has a great relationship. Okay, I'm so glad that she took him out of that equation. Thank you for that. Much respect, because that's what a friend would do for for their friend. So, cool. I understood that. He never implied a race. I'm sorry, she never implied a race. She never implied an age. She never implied how many years ago it was. None of that stuff. So y'all think y'all smart because y'all was able to pull up the time when this man was mayor, which is the same thing that we could do too. But again, where is the innuendo? Where is it? I don't see it. I didn't hear it. None of that stuff. So if you're just joining us, please like the video. There's 49 people in the house. Listen, please, please, please like the video if you'd like to show love to the channel. It is greatly needed and appreciated. For those of you that are in Patreon, please make sure you check your Patreon message today. Well, not your Patreon message, but your your wall on Patreon. To be fair, um, Judge Joe Bo has the right to get in front of this because the media attached him to this. He also provided a timeline to vindicate himself, so he is not slow for that. Um, I wasn't saying he was slow for that. I was saying that he was slow with the way that he talked. And I would have to respectfully disagree with you. Because again, I think the more that he talks, the more that he makes himself sound like a guilty party or like or something. Just be quiet. Just be quiet. He absolutely has no reason to come after Angela Yee or Shirley Ralph in any way. Respectfully, he does not. An innuendo. Where is the innuendo? Media. Media is the media. Angela Yee just interviewed the lady. Why would you be coming after her? Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. Be quiet. Just be quiet. The People's Court was on before all of those judge shows in the 80s with Judge well they revamped it. They revamped it. That's what they were talking about, the revamping of People's Court. Um he should be outraged that it even happened to her. That's my point. See, we instead of you getting up here trying to defend yourself in a way that you already said it wasn't you, right? Literally in this moment, what you should be doing is wanting to protect black women, wanting to protect women, period. After you've already cleared your name, said that you had nothing to absolutely do with it, then you were good from there. You did not have to continue to keep doing that. I just that part just didn't make sense to me. It like why? Why? Um, hey Karen. Hey everyone. Um, hey everyone. What platform can I send money to you using a credit card? Oh, I don't really know. The only thing that I'll say, and I hope that I'm not being don't sound ungrateful when I say this or anything like that. I don't know if you can use a credit card on Cash App or Venmo or any of those places, but I do know that when you send a super chat or a super sticker, let's say you send $1.99, we probably gonna see 67 cents of that $1.99. And so they take a really big cut. So oh okay, they saying Cash App does. Okay, okay. Um, Jeff, do you have to start with where the comments happen? That is why Angela was to be named too. You do have to start where the comments happen. That is why Angela. Elaborate what you're saying, Tracy. I just don't honestly think again that okay, the media said Judge Joe Brown, right? But what I'm saying in this particular instance, there were no innuendos given. None. There were none given. To me, a hit dog will holler. I don't respect this man because he don't respect women. That's just what that is. He do not respect women. Some of the things that he said in his Twitter days and different stuff like that have been absolutely gross, especially to black women, specifically black women. So we're gonna have a real conversation. Let's have a real conversation. He has no intent on protecting black women. I can't do it. How do we control what the media is saying? They're gonna say what they want to say. They've been doing it for years. When you said why is he coming after Angela? Because the comments happened on her show. You have to start where it happened. But what comments were made by Angela Yee is what I'm saying. The comments and the comments are to her show just like any other blog that posts anything and people commentate on it. I don't get it. Again, the way that he's coming after Angela Yee is like Angela Yee said something. She didn't say anything. Who can control that the shade room picks up? Oh, Shirley Ralph gave this information and they put a plaster a picture of Judge Joe Brown. Although it happened on Angela Yee's show, she didn't say that. I don't know. I don't see it in that form or in that manner. And I could be completely wrong. I just again for me, it don't add up. It just don't add up. For me. But if that's the case, y'all, oh, because y'all are saying that she's responsible because it was her platform. If that was the case, a whole bunch of people would be sued for defamation or innuendos. That still doesn't make sense to me. It does not make sense to me. It wasn't something that she said. It was something that Shirley Ralph came up and said. So if you have a true issue, you will take your issue up with Shirley Ralph. Just in my opinion, again, she's the one that said it. It doesn't make sense to me. Right? Why would she be responsible? The first source would be the person who actually said something, not the person showed that it is. What is she being held responsible for? If that's the case, so many people would be in so much trouble because of what someone else says on their own platform or on someone else's platform. I don't That's like if you come on your platform and interview and say something that start with you to get the unedited footage, then come after me. I again, this it don't add up to me. It don't. It don't add up to me because if we're thinking that way, there would be so many people that would be sued for defamation, innuendos, all kind of stuff if that was specifically the case. That's like us suing Angela Yee or coming after Angela Yee for what Bishop Lamo said on her channel or on her podcast. I to me, that don't go. That don't fly. Look at the smoke noir guy for what Kanye said. They crucified him. Look at the smoke New York guy for what Kanye West said. They crucified him. I listen. But I don't think that that's legally everywhere. I'm gonna do some research on this because I don't honestly think, and just by listening to the sound of this, it doesn't sound right. You're coming after someone, and this man does not have respect for women. Um, if that's the case, that's what I'm saying. Everybody would literally be sued if they go back to where the source was. I don't. That part, I just don't get it. I don't get it. There should be more people that should be sued indirectly versus directly if that's the case. If that's literally how we doing this thing. Um, they did a process of elimination. It's not Judge Mathis, then it must be Judge Joe Brown, automatically assuming that the judge had to be a brother. And that was wrong on the public's eyes. Because if y'all actually listen to the show, Angela Yee said before Shirley Ralph even talked about this, Angela Yee specifically stated, please just do not say any names or any insinuations of who this person might be. She said that. So again, a hit dog will holler, in my opinion. Exactly. The shade room would be out of business. Everybody would literally be out of business. Okay, not sue. Cease and desist. But he did threaten to sue in his previous message because he said he would sue for defamation. So we suing Angela Yee for defamation, but nobody literally said this man's name but the media and the comment section. I don't get it. I don't. I don't. Bishop Scammer is suing the radio station that the lady, the radio unedited footage, then the radio host who made the comment. Hold on, let me read that again. He can sue, but it won't go anywhere. Um, Perfect example, Bishop Scammer is suing the radio station and the lady on the radio. The radio station to get all unedited footage, then the radio host who made the comment. I'm confused by that. So did the radio host make the comment? I just again think in this realm that we're in, he needs to be quiet. Protect women and shut up. I mean, like honestly, coming from a man, it almost seems as if and I'm saying this as someone who does not like this type of stuff. Instead of addressing that fact that Shirley Ralph felt some type of way, felt uncomfortable, or whatever the case may be, we want to continue to keep diving on the fact that we're going to get somebody for defamation, for this, for that. Your name was not directly attached to this. You put your name in this. Other than the people who are commentating, I don't think that you should be saying a word. Just be quiet. It makes you look guilty. Then sue the public. Right, sue the public because the public is the one who said you. Then he dropped the lawsuit on the station and only going after the lady. Yes, one host made the comment, but he had to go after the show to get the footage. Okay, that's not the same thing, Tracy. He just went after the show to get the footage, right? They give the footage, but he's actually having to sue the person who made the comment. I just again, it just it just don't mix for me. I think that was a radio personality, Miss Jones, whom the bishop was trying to go after. She was a one-hit wonder, but it was the jam from the 90s. Interesting. Freedom of the press is protected by the First Amendment. I want to listen to this again. Let's listen to this again. Because I got to get this right. Okay, let's listen to this again.
All right. All right, hi guys. We're back with a quick short take because we got to respond to Angela Yee responding to Judge Joe Brown's response to Miss Sheryl Ralph. So I want us to play this clip and I want the judge to give her a response because right now,
Tim, that's not true. She did clear it up. She stated that Shirley Ralph didn't say any names. I don't look. Angela Yee has nothing to do with the fact that people honestly said that it was Judge Joe Brown. There was nothing that was said that would have implied that it was Judge Joe Brown. If you thought that, that's on you. There was nothing implied of such at all. Let's listen to it.
Angela Yee is trying to cover her ass.
Now let's talk about Sheryl Ralph and this whole situation. She was on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Mm-hmm.
And this all came up because in her book, right? She has her book about Diva.
I told my mom I was gonna go
And
vegan, y'all.
she briefly in her book mentions a situation where a promoter put his hand on her leg and that there were several instances where men were inappropriate to her, and she started to question herself over that, right?
Mm-hmm.
As she was a young actress on the come up. And she then, when we questioned her further about it, detailed an experience that happened to her in front of network executives. Here's what she said.
This was a famous TV judge, not Judge Mathis. I love him. He's a great man. At a very public place. I had my suit on. I was handling my business for the television show I was on at that time. He and I were on the same network. This man walked in, grabbed me by the back of my neck, turned me around and rammed his nasty tongue down my throat.
Oh my God.
And everybody at the network saw it. I called Mark Morial. Mark Morial, he said, you want me to send the police there right now? Somebody at the network tapped me on the shoulder. They said, please don't.
I wanted to pause right there because I just want, and I'm going to play the rest real quick, Judge, before you speak. I pause right there because that clip that Angela Yee just played is an edited clip of what was actually said because Shirley Ralph couldn't remember Mark Morial's name on an original broadcast, and he was mayor at the time. I'm going to play the original full clip at the end of this video. So let me play the rest.
Oh, all right. Well, Judge Joe Brown then posted, because I guess a lot of people started tagging him.
Right.
He said there's false rumors being spread that I mistreated a certain lady 25 years ago. By the way, no one said 25 years ago.
Well, not she said,
oh, yeah, you're right.
He said, I categorically deny both those rumors and any acquaintance with the lady in question. And then somebody posted Judge Joe Brown for mayor of Memphis and said the timing is uncanny. And I guess he's trying to say that he's running for mayor. Maybe that's why. And then he also said that he might bring in his team, his legal team. Here's what he had to say as he did a video about this on YouTube.
I might bring in my legal crew and proceed for defamation of character. You see, when they put my face next
There
to
it goes.
hers and they start doing that little stuff there, that becomes innuendo. And I think I know where the deep pockets are, where I might proceed for defamation of character. Now, so far, she hasn't said anything that implicates me.
Okay.
What are we
She
talking
hasn't. She
about
didn't say any
then?
names. She just said it's not Judge Mathis.
Yeah. She just
Right.
want to be clear who it was not.
How many TV judges are there?
A lot.
And how did he know it was 25 years ago?
I don't know. That was the one part that I was like, 25 years ago.
I don't think it
nobody-
was too many TV judges on the same network as her around the same time.
This didn't happen 25 years ago. I never met her 25 years ago.
But she's been on more than one show too. So we also don't know which network she's
Right.
talking.
Okay, so the lady that you guys hear in the background, she actually works on he has a YouTube channel, child. And on his YouTube channel, she works with him. And so she is definitely giving pick me vibes. Absolutely, absolutely. Giving pick me vibes. So somebody said that he didn't never threaten to sue anybody, but he just did for defamation of character.
About.
Right. You're right, Angela.
Yeah, because it's not like just one show she's been on. You know, here's more from what Judge Joe Brown had to say.
The law on defamation, it is sufficient if the innuendo that goes along with the objectionable language implies that it is someone else. They don't even have to say it. It can be innuendo. That's actionable. So somebody on a goddamn legal crew ought to say, you need to be careful what you do. Because even if you aren't saying it, if you are implying it, you become subject to a defamation action. Fact of the matter is, I don't know this woman, never met this woman, certainly haven't had any contact with her.
The word of the day is innuendo.
Innuendo. It's like an insinuation.
Okay, I love it.
All right, we are going to get some legal
I agree with
advice
you,
though,
Ebony.
from
Okay.
somebody whether or not this
Hey, Nola.
innuendo would hold up in court as defamation.
Right.
Because I don't want to be the one over here speculating on what can and cannot be said.
Right. And I thought I was a lawyer, so maybe I'm not a lawyer. Maybe a real lawyer can tell us whether he has an actual case.
Right. So we'll find out from an actual lawyer.
Okay.
We also
There you have it. A couple of things stuck out in there, and I want you to touch on and correct
Hold on, y'all.
her. Correct her because
Okay.
I forgot that rapper's name who's part of her show. You know, he was saying, well, how did he know it was 25 years ago? Please, Judge, explain how you got 25 years.
Okay. Apparently, these people didn't do well in math in school and they can't add and subtract. Now, what do we have in common on the lady's statement? Mayor Morales. There was a new judge show, her new show, the same network or studio. And Mathis at that time was not a judge, so it couldn't have been him. So when does this occur? Well, it's easy. My own recollection of what they told me when I got there and what's out on record that the studios published. 1995, Moesha started taping. January 23rd, 1996, they started airing. Right then, the NAPTE that occurred that month in New Orleans, where Mary Morales was located at the time, is when this new judge show got sold, which was not a new one actually, but a resurrected one coming back after a hiatus. They started taping in 1996 and they first aired at the beginning of 1997. They all had the same studio for purposes.
Same network.
Same network. They said, she said studio on the first tape. So she says RDF, which is a industry conjunction of several studios. So we had RDF with a new judge show, a new Moesha show, Mayor Morales, no Mathis, and when does all that occur?
25 years ago.
1997, 25 years ago, because Judge
when y'all are able to give me where the insinuation implies other than the media taking that, please let me know. Because this isn't the same as the Johnny Depp situation. There was no implication made that it was Joe Brown. None. She didn't even say that it was a black judge. She said a famous TV judge. Where's the implication?
Joe Brown did not even start until the end of 1998. So I wasn't even there. And after that, that's when that show gets sold to a studio that I am involved with, where that judge show is no longer part of the package. 2 years later, that's the last of Moesha.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing that comes on,
yeah,
I can add one. How much is much?
So basically, they're trying to say, well, nobody said his name. Nobody said a date that it was 25 years ago. So why is he saying 25 years ago? No, Sheryl told on herself when she implemented Mark Marial as mayor of New Orleans, which was 25 years ago. So when she also said that, well, we're going to reach out to our legal team. Yes, Angela Yee, reach out to your legal team, because what you did, even though you did not say Judge Joe Brown name, what you did was reckless endangerment of the truth, because the public is implementing Judge Joe Brown. Why? I don't know, because the other judges, famous judges around that time, were white and the judge is black, and it's easier to pin this on a black man. Maybe that is the case. However, Judge Joe Brown didn't come in on television to 1998. He wasn't famous in 98, 99, 2000, or 2001 when Moesha's show ended. But during that time in 95, 96, Edge Koch was part of the revival of People Court. He was already famous, mayor of New York. And then you had Judge, how do you pronounce his name? Shineland, Judge Judy's husband, and he was on there for several seasons. We're not saying that it's them. We don't know who this famous judge is, but what we do know for a fact, it wasn't Judge Joe Brown. So be prepared to get a cease and desist. You may want to call up Tasha K and get some advice from her, because she's been through this type of legal proceeding as of recently. So thank you guys. And I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the end of it.
Well, listen, I think everybody's going to have their own opinion about the situation. I, again, don't think that it's right to literally come after Angela Yee. I don't like Angela Yee, and I think people know that, but I still think that that's wrong. I also think it's wrong because what this does is it shuts women down from really telling what happened to them. She didn't give a name. She didn't give anything, and a hit dog will always holler. The issue that I have is that this man don't like black women, and we've seen that time and time again. Okay, and all you had to do was say that you were not a TV judge at the particular time and move on. You continue to keep sticking your pen in the situation when it doesn't have to be that way. Clear your name the first time and move on. Move on. The public put his picture up there, not Angela Yee, not Shirley Ralph. Nobody. Nobody. No, she shouldn't have said a name. And okay, see, this right here starts to get me a tad bit activated. Why should she have said a name? Y'all sound just like academics saying that Ashanti should have said a name. Why? So that they can continue to be harassed? For what reason? We protect black women over here on this channel. Absolutely not. That's what we're not going to do. When a woman speaks about a situation, a woman or a man, they do not have to give specific names. That's what I'm saying. And I mean that to the T. Give names for what? Aggressive men actually have a hard time getting oh my God. Well, I wasn't expecting to read that. Hey Nathaniel, what's going on? What's going on? So she just accused those other judges, but um want to sue for Joe. Child, why is Joe Brown stressing and pressed? The host never insinuated that it was him. He should be taking this up with Miss Ralph and leaving the statement open ended. Child. Chef, the law is slow and hasn't evolved. That is why they have to start at the place where it happened. Most of the time, the place it happens falls off the lawsuit and ends up with the person that said it. Okay. I just again, it gives ignorance to me. It does. It gives ignorance to me because she told a story about someone doing something to her, and you want to drag people through the mud, and this is the very reason why women and men don't come out about stuff that does actually happen to them. Like, this man, he do not like black women. Go look up his track record. Go look up his track record. Look up his tweets. This man is sick. Protection is telling who. No, it's not, Miss Carter. No, it's not. No, it is not. No, it is not. They don't have to tell the public who it was. They tell whoever they want to, specifically who that person was. They don't have to do that. Since when have that been something that helps? It doesn't. It makes situations worse. So instead of that ignorant broad being outraged that this happened to a black woman, she's going to attack with him. That's what I'm saying. Like, the overall issue is that you should be addressing the fact that a black woman is saying that she was touched, whatever the case may be, and address it. You don't have to give a name. You don't have to give a name. You do not. Joe Brown was a drunk, so I believe it was him. This is not the first time a woman spoke up about him. Mm. The She is going to tell it in her book. The only time I believe you should name a name is when a child that can't speak. When it's a child that can't speak for themselves, and I totally agree. I totally agree with you on that. I just don't, and maybe when you haven't been in that situation, you don't understand the depths of not repeating a name. I mean, you you don't do that. That's just not something that you do, because what it does is it opens the door up for more people to begin to harass you and say all kinds of stuff, do all kinds of stuff. So saying a name is not what it is. No, I'm all here for people not giving a name. Um, yeah, name a name when you're ready. When you're ready to tell the complete story and tell who it was, then you name a name. But no. And to go ahead and clear this up, and some of you still might not accept it, but the reason why she cleared Judge Mathis's name is because her and Judge Mathis's wife are really, really good friends. Really good friends. And when I say really good friends, I mean really, really, really good friends. So, well, Miss Carter, I apologize that that happened to you, and shout out to you for telling. But I don't think that that's honestly the first move that everyone should make, is by name dropping and saying who the name was and all of that kind of stuff. It's not. It's not working. It's not worth it. And that's what I've been saying. He's behaving like a hit dog that hollers. Just go to and look. Even if you were going to address it the first time, just address it and move in silence, or move how you choose to move. But to continue to get online and literally see, it seems like it almost seems like a bullying tactic in a way. Like, if I keep talking about this, instead of just addressing it one time and leaving it alone, like just address it one time, leave it alone, or take care of it behind the scenes. But to continue to keep bringing it out and saying these kind of things is really actually weird to me. And yes, a hit dog will holler. My grandmother had always said that a hit dog will holler. I mean, I know a lot of people don't really see it for him. So I heard of Brown being a very fresh and flirty at National Bar Association conferences. Ooh. Jill Scott's Mike, what's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello to everyone. I hope you guys like the video. Please, please like the video. And I think again for me, um, it needs to be a way that you say, I am sorry that this happened to Shirley Ralph. Like, we got to literally start doing better. I just ugh, I just it's crazy. Not giving a name is giving that person the power to abuse other women. We have too many uncles that still coming in the family reunion because of that mindset. Okay, so Mike Jones, let's clear up two things here when it comes to that. When you are in a public eye and you are a public figure, I don't think it's wise to name drop. I don't think it's wise to name drop. If you are a person who has been through that and you decide not to name drop, I think it is totally respectful because you have to give people especially when it happens to you, you got to give people time to literally grasp what has happened to them. And sometimes trauma lives on for years. So I totally disagree with that. I don't think that name dropping is always the best thing. You name drop, and I'm sorry, but unalivings are happening at an all-time high. When you name drop, that's what some things happen. You see what I'm saying? So there are different avenues and ways that you can look at it, but a lot of people look at it as not dropping names because of hesitation issues because they want to be protected. You know what I'm saying? They want to make sure that they are protected if they ever talk about the situation because you don't know what's going to happen. Right. That's why I say only name drop if you're comfortable doing so. I disagree with just automatically name dropping. People protect themselves in a way of not being unalive, not being harmed when they don't say names. When you do say names, you open up the door for anything to possibly happen to you. Unfortunately, especially if that person don't go to jail for what they did. I have an uncle that's scot free right now, and people know what he did. So if he's not going to jail for it, and I name drop him and don't know what he's capable of doing, are you serious? He could unalive me and anybody else that's in the situation. So that's where I think people are going to always have, those different avenues of, do you want to tell somebody? Do you not want to tell somebody? Do you want to go to therapy? Tell your therapist, talk to your therapist about it, or whatever the case may be. I just don't always think it's wise to do that because, again, some people just be out here trying to literally unalive you for speaking on them. It's look, I just again, well, here's the question, why now? Why now? I don't like those questions. Why now? Don't ever put a time limit on when somebody can speak about being essayed, harassed, whatever the case may be. A time, never put a time limit on anybody telling their story. If it just happened to me yesterday, y'all expect for me to come to y'all in 2 days and say, yeah, such and such, they touched me. Like, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. I don't care if it takes you 50 years to get comfortable with telling your story. Whenever you do decide to tell your story, I'm going to be a support system for you. And that's just what that should be. It y'all gotta really understand that that's how a lot of unalivings happen. Just look up on YouTube true crime. Literally, when you look up on true crime, a lot of the issues of people being unalived is because they spoke up about something that happened to them. Look it up. It's there. It's there. Why is he being exposed now? But he's not being exposed. He's not being exposed. Any of the stuff that comes out about him, it has been stuff that's going to come out that's supposed to be coming out for years. Nobody's exposing him. That's the point. Was he a child or young adult? Why now? Wait, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Maybe you haven't known what was going on with this whole situation. So Shirley Ralph spoke about a situation that happened to her while she was on the set, and the execs pretty much on the set told her not to say anything. And that's another reason. Like, yo, and I can only imagine when you're in certain spaces, especially in Hollywood, because we have heard stories about how dangerous Hollywood is in general. We've all heard stories about that. So, you know, Mike Jones, I think I've explained pretty much what other people's sentiments are. You honestly have to be extremely and feel how you want to feel, right? If you feel like giving name drops, if you feel like doing any of that, that is totally fine. But you can't fault other people for not doing so to protect themselves. And that's where trauma comes in, where you don't know what to do. You want to tell, you want this person to you know be in trouble. You want other people to know what's going on, but then in the same token, you want to protect yourself. You don't want to be the next case that they saying justice for such and such. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that. This will hurt the judge's political campaign. I think what's going to hurt his political campaign is him even speaking on it. He didn't have to say a mumbling word because we all heard the clip. We all heard the clip. People automatically assumed that it was another black judge. That was the media, and the media does this every day. So I look, I don't know. People love to tell women um when and what to say and how to feel. Miss Cheryl said, if Miss Cheryl said a name, she would be judged. Right. And people always say that. Well, why you just didn't say a name? Well, what would happen if she did say a name? She still would be uh uh shunned in some type of way. It still would be a problem. Those are the things that people go through who have actually been SA'd. There are multiple things that go on that you're literally trying to fix in that moment. There are several different feelings. If it happened to you and you were able to tell, then congratulations to you. Shout out to you for that. Everybody is not in that place. Everybody is not in that place. It took me years to tell my mom what happened to me. Years from her own brother because I was afraid of that man. So, yeah, you cannot tell people when to speak out about stuff that actually happens to them. You cannot tell people that. You can't tell people, why now? Why you just talking about it now? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I just, I, some people take it to the grave, and that's true. Some people take it to the grave, especially if they're feeling like it could be a possibility that they could be harmed. And look, a lot of things y'all really have to, you honestly have to experience it to really know. And even if you do experience it, it doesn't mean that you know what the next person went through, because the situations may not be the same. In general, generally speaking, again, if you go through a situation like this or someone has done this to you, I say do what's best for you. Do what's best for you. If you feel like coming out and telling a situation is going to get you harmed and possibly unalive, then do what you have to do. Keep it to yourself if that's what it is, right? Maybe find that one strong person that you have that you can talk to. You know what I mean? Like maybe you do have that one person or whatever the case may be, and you're telling that one person, please do not tell anybody. It took me forever to tell my mom. I did not tell my mom until my mom was on her deathbed. I didn't feel comfortable doing it because this is still her brother at the end of the day. And then also, too, when you talk about certain things like this, you also stand in the possibility of people not believing you because they are so connected with whoever that person is. They don't believe that this happened to you. They don't believe that that person did that to you. There are so many avenues and reasons why people don't name stuff. Like, yo, we've got to do better and stop putting people down who literally come out and finally get comfortable with telling a story of something that happened to them. Because it could literally help someone else come out of a situation that they're possibly in. But we want to crucify, oh, well, you should drop a name. For what? Who's to say that that particular name that I dropped ain't got no goons? Ain't got somebody that could come after me? Like you have to be careful. And when you're ready to tell your story, you tell your story when you're ready to. You know that I don't know any other way to put it. I'll give you guys this bona fide truth in regards to this. So the very last time that my uncle did something to me, believe it or not, I was 17 years old. And my mom had been ill for years, literally ill for years. And maybe prior a month prior to, he actually held a pow pow to me and told me that if I tell, he was gonna do what he had to do, right? So in that moment, I'm like, yo, I ain't fit to say nothing, nothing, because here I am trying to spare and keep my life. So you never know why people don't name drop. So please, please get that mentality out of your head that people must name drop because that's not always the case. It's not always the case. And I I could not tell anyone because I'm from a very small town and I felt like if I told one person, that one person was literally going to spread it and tell other people, and it would get back to him, and that man would literally pow me. I didn't want that to happen. I still had to take care of my mother, which is the very reason why I didn't say anything. And it was literally 3 days before she passed away when I told her what had happened to me. And the way that I was able to embrace her, hug her, and the whole time I'm thinking, this lady ain't gonna believe me at all. So please, y'all, please. I didn't mean to go down this route. And if I offended someone, I'm sorry. I'm just letting you guys know that it's not always the case It's not always safe to name drop, to say who did it, to say any of those things. It's not always safe to do that. And you honestly never know what a person is held up with. You never know. I told both my parents at the same time and was told to go outside and play that it wasn't true. I was see what I'm saying? I'm sorry that that happened to you because again, those are things that you, especially when you're young, those are things that you really have to deal with. And then when you get older, it becomes even worse. But when you're young and you're dealing with these things, you literally have to stand in the fact that most people aren't going to believe you, especially if the predator is in your family. And if it's a person that comes around a whole lot, absolutely. In my mind, I'm thinking there's no possible way that my uncle is going to ever admit that it was him, that he did this thing. So why am I going to tell her? And so it just becomes, thank you guys, thank you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the support. You just never know. You never know where a person is. And again, like I said, I don't want to run over anybody's, run over anybody talking about the situation, but we just have to understand that this is not this is not it. Yes, that man, he did more than just assaulted me. He did more than assaulted me. He essayed me and abused me for years. For years. It started when I was 17 years old and did not end until I turned. I'm sorry, it started when I was 7 and didn't end until I turned 17. It went on for years. And people never understood why when I'm at school, I'm very timid. I don't really talk to people. I wasn't really dealing with people because of what I was dealing with when I had to go home. At the time, my mother was ill. She worked 2 jobs and still ill. I was just like, yo, this lady not about to believe what I got to say about her brother and what her brother has done to me over the years. And in my mind, I gotta be a soldier because here my mama is really, really ill. And then when she got to the point to where she could no longer work anymore, it became worse. Where this man was doing it in the house with her. So, yo, we've got to get to a point. Oh, Jesus. God, I'm trying not to get so emotional, but we really got to get to a point to where we stop blaming victims and faulting victims for not coming out when they should have came out or not telling a story when they did. They were already going through enough. I just again we we got to do better. Too many parents don't choose their children enough. That's right. That is right. Um if it's not him, he has nothing to petition. And that's how I feel. You have nothing to petition. And after you addressed it the first time, leave it alone. And whatever you decide to do behind the scenes, just do it. But it almost comes off as bullying and as we're not giving people an opportunity to really speak on what they've dealt with. Like it's giving me bullying vibes. I told my parents after, I know how you feel, Chef. So sorry. I'm yet praying for you because um mm, the trauma lives through relationships. The trauma lives through relationships. And I'm not just speaking sexual relationships, I'm talking about friendships, you being around people. People really call me weird when I'm in a group full of people. And it takes me time to get comfortable. And the reason being is because of what took place. I have to be comfortable around a group full of people. I do. I will, it could be a birthday party shindig going on. I'm standing on the wall in the corner. And I really want to be able to fix that one day. I do. I want to be able to fix that one day. And my prayer is every day, like, God, give me strength to literally get through these things, because I'm noticing now that even through my adult years, that this has become a thing that is hard. And I then begin to realize how quick and easy it is for people to pass stuff like this down, that hurt, that pain, how we're able to pass it down to our children and our children's children. I'm gonna tell you guys another thing as well. I don't like being in rooms with children. I don't. I don't either. Not meaning like if their parents are in the room, we're fine. I just generally don't like that because of what it was that I've been through. I don't like it. And I have respect for people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, y'all, I don't want to convince anybody to feel a certain type of way, but this type of stuff really does bring on a hurt that sometimes you are honestly really just trying to fix throughout your years. You're trying to fix it. So again, and listen to me very clearly, because I I do not want to cry. I do not want to cry. But you oh, again, do whatever you feel like is necessary in that moment. Do what you feel like is necessary. And I always say this, it's easy for us to let that guard down and not be able to trust other people in those situations. It's literally not easy to trust people in those situations. And it really messes up your trust as an adult. So instead of addressing, no, me, and to instead of addressing that someone feels some type of way, why you didn't name drop? Why just now? Why this? Why that? Don't do that. Don't question the victims in that way. Please don't. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Hear people out. And I always say this, and to the parents that are in this chat at this very moment, pray a hedge of protection over your kids, because once your kids leave your eyesight, walk out that front door in the morning, you don't know what's going on. We literally just saw what happened at a school yesterday. Pray for your children. Keep your children close. Listen to them, talk to them, have conversations with them. We don't do that anymore. We do not do that anymore. We don't sit down and have tough conversations with our children. Please, let's get back to the basics of doing that. Please. It is so necessary. I I'm continuing and I'm not gonna say that I'm completely healed from this situation, because like I said, even as an adult, this has an effect on relationships that I have. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a sexual relationship. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend, girlfriend type of situation. What I'm saying is more so relationships, period, friendships, just anything. And I can't lie to y'all, it felt good being able to let this out. It did. It did. I know there were a lot of people who didn't agree with some of the things that I said, but we got to start working on a better us as victims, right? We got to start working on a better us. And whatever that looks like for you helps. Whether that means get you a friend that you can talk to, get you a therapist, get you somebody, get you somebody. Um, some of my day ones know, those of you that been here with me, we we had a live where we were talking about a set of things, and I actually brought up the fact that not too long ago, I actually had to go to a funeral service, and my uncle was still present. I had to look at this man in his eyes and wonder, are you doing this to any other children in the family? I've said what I needed to say, and still nothing has been done about it. See, now I'm not scared of you. Now I'm not scared of you. And I will be honest and say I used to be, but not no more, baby. Not no more. You got your match today. I'm no longer scared anymore. But sometimes people have to get to that place. People have to get to that place. And then here you go. Family knows exactly what happened. And here they go. You're not gonna speak to your uncle? No, I don't got nothing for him but to go to hell. There's a special place in hell for a person like you. There is a special place in hell for a person like you. And I mean that with all sincerity. And I mean that with all of my heart. You do that stuff to children, go to hell. I do want to read some of y'all stories because I appreciate you guys for having these conversations. So, and years later, after telling my parents in school, he ended up unaliving uh a girl baby. My parents failed me and that baby. Wow. I'm so sorry, Hot Pocket. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, not gonna lie, I wanted to. I wanted to do that. I did. But I think it would be more of an unhinged situation and it just wouldn't end in no, it wouldn't end that way. That's all I'm gonna say. It wouldn't end that way. If the man, the person, and the person asking too, right? I'm like, yo, why do you expect for me to literally like what? You're not gonna talk to him? You don't, I don't got nothing to say to that fool. He probably is doing it to another child. I've prayed, and I'll say this to like, especially like my nieces and nephews. I'm very God, I am so protective over them. And this is why I don't have any children. But seeing my nieces and my nephews in that place that I once was in, listen, the things that I would do for them. And so it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. We aren't perfect, but we absolutely put our children first and are involved and pay attention to what they say and believe them when they tell us things. And that is so important, Simply Elegant One. Shout out to you all for doing that because again, you never know Why aren't we addressing the fact that this woman is literally saying that she was SA'd on a set? You know, like I um blessed by the best. Thank you so much. Much love back to you all as well. Much love back to you all as well. Um, there are a couple of you guys that are commenting. I'm not trying to miss y'all comments. Yes, I am. I am. I am. I am in therapy. I could take you now. What's going on, James? What's going on? What's going on? Um, it's just again, it sucks to be in those places because you do want to protect everyone that is around you. And it feels like there's only so much that you can do. So your story will help others. It's okay to cry and let out the pain instead of holding it all inside. You're strong and truly amazing. God loves you, and we love you. Thank you so much. The truth. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you guys back. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, let's see. I just came in on the conversation, and I've been there. I don't think I'll ever get a peace until he's in his grave. He's so sick. He had 4 girls. And he named all of them after me. Oh my God. Mm, I'm praying for you, definitely praying for you. Um, again, I had no intentions on this going this way. I did it, but I'm kind of glad that we did have an opportunity to be real and talk about what's real and what is happening out here. Like I'm I'm here for the conversation. Information Man Show, peace and respect. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hopefully, to all of the new people, I ain't run nobody away, but hopefully, I have been able to gain more subscribers in because every so often we do have real conversations like this. We've had real conversations about death policies, and we've had real conversations, and so sometimes it's very much so necessary to just sit back and just just talk. And so thank you guys for trusting me enough to just have this conversation um amongst us, as a family here. The judge sounded and acting real guilty. I don't even like Angela Yee like that, but she did nothing wrong. The judge could have been white. He seems like a oh, and we need to teach our children that it's okay not to hug uncles and aunties. When I was younger, the elderly always push go hug uncle, go hug auntie. No. So I agree with you. I don't think that it should ever be a forceful type of situation. Um, if you if that's the way that you've taught your children how to greet people, I think that it should be their choice whether they want to hug that particular person or not. I do think respectfully it should be their choice. Th- If they choose not to, then so be it because children are going to forever tell you or forever give you clues if they're uncomfortable or comfortable in a particular position, right? And if they're uncomfortable, most of the time their ways are going to show you that they're uncomfortable. So my nephew, and I tell this story all the time, interesting. Um, he was going to the school, and every time we would drop him off, there was this lady that used to sit. Well, she used to, I guess she was like a little monitor. She make sure the kids get in their school, go to their classroom, and different stuff like this. And mind you, he was in preschool at the time, not preschool, but first grade at the time. And so she would be standing in the front, and every day, she would speak to us, whoever is dropping him off or whatever. But I would either drop him off or pick him up. And that My nephew would literally like hide behind me and literally walk on my heels with his head in my back, literally. Like that's how he did not like that lady. And one day I asked him, I said, nephew, why every time we pass that lady, you be all up in my back and stuff? And he said, I don't like her. And I said, but is she's not your teacher or anything like that? And he said, but I don't like her. She is creepy to me. That's his exact words. She is creepy to me. So kids will definitely give you warning signs, and it's up to us to honestly listen to it. You know what I mean? It's up to us to listen to those warning signs. It happened to me by my cousin on my dad's side. Didn't say nothing until I was about 18 years old, and he named all of his girls after me. To this day, I feel like I won't get peace until he's 6 feet under. I am so sorry to hear that. That has to be completely traumatizing. I am so sorry to hear that. Um, I'm always baffled by the ones who know and still deal with the predator like nothing is wrong. Yeah. The people that deal with my uncle, I be like, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong? What is wrong with y'all? Like literally. Um, I love you even more. Speaking about helps. Oh, thank you so much, Teresa. I appreciate that. Yeah, we gotta speak about it. We do. Crying is a part of healing, and chef screaming helps too. It does. Now that I do know, cause it's a little lake out here. I go throw rocks and scream. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh wait. Chef, glad that you are talking about this subject. No one likes to be touched on it. No one likes to touch on it, but it still needs to be addressed. Yeah, and unfortunately, we're living in 2023, and we've seen so many people get unalived in the process of being essayed and all kind of stuff like that. Also, too, like domestic violence issue. My brother unalived my sister, and when he did it, he SA'd her body, her dead body. Like it is so much that you honestly look. I'm sure we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot of stories. We have a lot of things that we deal with. It is so important to deal with those things the best way that we possibly can. And this is why I always say give therapy a try. Give it a try. You know what I mean? I know sometimes people don't think that it's beneficial, but I am an advocate for being able to literally talk to someone and get out the things that you necessarily need to get out. Find the tools and the resources to help you move past it in whatever way that looks like. I think giving therapy a chance is a good choice. But again, I can't tell everybody to go to therapy because I know sometimes it's not for everybody. And I will also tell you guys this. I didn't want a male, I know this might sound weird, but I didn't want a black male therapist. I wanted a black female therapist. And one of those reasons being was because I feel like I can more so relate it with the conversation with a black female versus a black male, considering what a black male did to me. So I wanted to specifically talk to a black female. And so I ended up actually getting a black female therapist, and I love her down. We actually do communicate via well, she has like a special texting line for her patients. And we actually talk anytime that I need something. She has made herself um accessible to send a text message or a message to say, hey, look, I'm having a moment, and if you are not busy, can you please help me Can you talk to me? Give me some resources to pull me out of this particular situation. And she's there. She makes it happen. And I be here for it. All the way here for it. Um, let's see. A lot of people, yes, a choice. A lot of people don't like to talk about it. You have some that feel like it's their fault, and that's where we go wrong because it's better to talk about it than to hold it in, and it helps others too. Yeah, because I was blaming myself for a very long time. I was. I blamed myself for a very long time, and it's not necessary to blame ourselves. We are the victim. We are. Um, I'm so sorry for everyone that's been affected by this. I'm definitely praying for each and every one of you. If I can help in any way, please let me know. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you. Listen, guys, if you have enjoyed this content, please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you like the video. It's a free way of supporting. But if you would like to support in any other ways, it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. $ Chef Don Don 2 or via Venmo at Chef Don Don 2. Um, okay. Wait. Jill Scott's mic said something. Sorry, y'all. I missed some of y'all comments. I didn't have peace until the perpetrator's death, and even then I couldn't tell anyone but my husband, who just my friend at the time. Oh, wow. I am so sorry to hear that. Like, hearing these stories, I mean, it's good that we're talking about it. It is. um I'm working, so I can't hear the audio, but I am reading the comments. Okay. I watch people's energy, and to me, if a kid feels uncomfortable with certain people, that means something wrong. I always felt like that as an adult. Now, if a kid don't like you, something ain't right. Right. That's how I felt about the situation. I'm like, this kid don't like you. And let me tell y'all something. My nephew is literally a ball of fire. Like, he lights up the room. Um, his brother, all he kind of likes to do is play the game. He's a little he doesn't talk much, but him, child, he is very talkative, he's very active, and so to see him act like that, it only took him to do that like maybe a week. And once I start seeing him do that, I literally had to ask him, like, why do you keep doing that? And he just said that he did not like that lady. And I I was like, yo, when a kid tells you that they don't like somebody, something really has to be up. I will forever be in therapy. Yes. And listen, some of y'all are still working a regular 9 to 5 job, and you do have benefits through your job. Call your insurance company. Call your insurance company and see if they have a situation where they are able to help you find therapy, and also pay for. I know some insurance company pays for like 4 free sessions. Some pay for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, whatever the case may be. A lot of people don't know because they don't call their insurance company that they actually have through their job. Call your insurance company and see if they provide that type of assistance, because most of them do have what they call employee assistance programs, and that's what that falls under, and assistance to help you with anything that you're dealing with when it comes to mental health. So I think it's important for us to do that, especially for those of us who can't necessarily afford sessions like that. And sometimes you build a great rapport with who the therapist actually is in that office, and it does help you. You know what I mean? It helps you. So if you need to, I know for a fact that like uh United Healthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Humana, a lot of those places that jobs carry as insurance carriers do have specific programs for you. But a lot of times you don't know unless you call or unless someone tells you, you know. So I just want to throw that nugget out there for you guys. My daughter just asked me the other day, Mama, after everything that you've been through, why hadn't you been to therapy? The only answer I could give her, the only answer that I could give her is the only person I know to go to was God. That's very true, Chef. And I can understand that. Yeah, listen, I always say it. Just try it out. And look, you're gonna automatically know if you're comfortable around that person anyway. If you're not comfortable around that person, you ain't gonna want to be around that person, right? But for the most part, I know for me, when I went to therapy, I did go through, like I said, several therapists. They had put me with several white therapists. The only reason why I didn't want to do that was because I didn't want to have to reteach some of the taught trauma to our black people. Not saying that they don't know, but I don't feel like I should have to teach my trauma to you. You know what I'm saying? I would rather get it from someone who has a little bit of an inkling of knowing what it's like to be black and knowing what that trauma looks like. You know what I mean? So, choose wisely how you choose to do it, but sometimes you do have to make a few sacrifices in order to get exactly what you need. You know what I mean? So that's it's oof. Let's see here. This judge is see now. Hey Cynthia, thank you, Shaddada. Oh God, you're welcome. You guys are so welcome. Like again, the only thing that I can do is drop these nuggets and try to get better day by day. Like I'm still a work in progress. I am still a work in progress, and it could be tough. God and therapy worked for my grief. That's it. That's I'm trying to tell you, you got to put God in that therapy in there and you get through it. You get through it. And another thing I want us black people to stop saying. I know most of us can be real deep in church. I know we can. I know we can be real deep in church and all of that stuff. But y'all, faith without works is dead. Okay? So if you don't do the necessary things to help get you better, you can't expect for God to just come in and be like, "Oh, I'm going to shift this thing." It don't work like that. God don't operate like that. You really honestly you have to put your best foot forward as well. And I think in doing that, sometimes it takes us being able to step into those places that sometimes make us feel uncomfortable. And so that's just, again, I'm saying I am a learning progress. Like this is something that I'm learning every day. And like I said, in my adulthood, this has done so much damage to me that I'm literally trying to pick up pieces and get it. Y'all, when I tell y'all, it really affects relationships. It really does. It affects relationships. It does. Um, I'm a black therapist, and that's very true too. Yeah, and look, I not shading the white therapist or anything of that sort. I just felt like again, like the trauma, the level of trauma that I had been through, I feel like only a black person would understand. Because here we are talking about our black area of town and what this was like and what this was like in our family. And I just don't be wanting to reteach that to nobody. I'd rather talk to someone who can pick up on it in an instant and know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, yeah, so um, talk about it. Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. Um, it is what it is. Some white therapists don't get it. Yeah, they don't. They don't. They don't. I remember the very first one that I had, and the fact of the matter is that he had been a therapist for oh so long. That man told me he was getting ready to be 70 years old. And I was sitting there, y'all, I wish I could have seen me looking upside that man head. I'm like, child, you shouldn't even be taking no new appointments. Cause What is this? You should not even be taking no new appointments because I'm literally looking at you upside your head. Ooh wee. See, y'all got me to tear up today, but I think I really needed that because um I really needed that. Um on Friday, most of you guys know that I was away dealing with some things with my health, and different stuff like that. And crazy thing is this past Friday, oh man, it was my mom's death anniversary. And I was literally in the hospital and well, having to do stuff at the hospital. Let me put it that way. I'm not gonna say I was in the hospital, but I had to do things at the hospital. And that was one person who supported me in everything that I did. I grew up a very sickly child as well. Um, and one thing that I always could just imagine as many times as I would be admitted into the hospital, all I had to do was look over to either my left or my right, or even right dead in front of me, and my mom would be there. And to literally it be her death anniversary, and then me be in a position to where I need things health wise, I'm like, yo, this is heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy. But it also was something that I felt like I don't even know how to put it. I don't even know how to put it. I think a lot of what I dealt with weighed heavy on me in that time specifically too, because that was my go-to girl. And I felt like, why did I wait to tell her on her deathbed? And again, there's gonna always be those questions that we ask ourselves. There's always gonna be moments where we question ourselves a little bit. But what I do want to say, if you are a victim, have grace for yourself. Don't beat yourself up talking about it's your fault. You did this, you did that. Don't beat yourself up. Have grace for yourself. Okay. I want to say that, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We have got to learn how to have grace in situations like this when we are the victim. Can y'all promise me that that's what we're going to work on, self grace? Can y'all put a chef emoji in the chat to let me know that we are going to work on self grace? I don't know if self grace is a word, but I just made it up. Okay. If not, self grace is so important when we're dealing with situations like this for sure. Chef is dropping gems this morning. I'm trying. If you are loving the content, please bless Tip Chef Don. Please, it's greatly appreciated. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. I appreciate you guys for being here, though. If you can't do anything monetarily, just make sure you like the video, okay? Keep commenting, engaging with me. Push us up in the algorithm because these are important conversations that need to be had, okay? You better spit. Yeah, I have to go to somebody that understands where I'm coming from. I've been trying to write my book for the past 5 years, and I always stop because it's too much. It brings back the trauma. I can only imagine. Try to find someone that you can express these things to while you're still trying to write your book. Does that make sense? More like a human aspect in the midst of you trying to write the book. Like you're really speaking to someone, letting them know. I don't know if you're comfortable with speaking to someone. But maybe that would be able to help you in that. That may be able to help you. Um and look, when you go to therapy, you cannot expect for this stuff to be over with overnight. It doesn't work like that. And it doesn't happen to just one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10 sessions. It takes time. It takes time. It takes time. Um, okay, let's see. True. Yes, indeed. And I love you back, Simply Elegant One. I love you back. I love you back. The first The first white family therapist quit and told my family not to come back. Oh my God. See, they can't handle some of our stuff. They can't, unfortunately. And that's not talking down on them, that's just speaking facts. Yes, that is one of my favorite scriptures. I tell my kids almost every day. Faith without works is dead. You got to give God's you got to meet them. You got to meet them. I had plenty of clients share with me that having to explain the culture nuances on top of talking about the trauma stops. Um, yes, it does. It stops the process. I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. Yeah, that is a great way to put that. That is a great and fantastic way to put that. I'm here for that. Yeah, see, y'all understand it. Yes, yes, yes. We just gotta have self grace. It's important to have self grace, especially with situations like this. But also, when I say self grace, we not necessarily talking about putting yourself in a situation to where you're consistently feeling sorry for yourself, but at least having enough grace to put that foot forward to get the help that you know you need. Um, yes, that makes sense. Thank you. That's just an option. Just an option. I don't, I'm no therapist or anything like that. Just an option. Maybe if you have a good girlfriend, good guy friend, or just somebody that knows this type of stuff and that you've talked to, I feel like they would be able to help you literally sit down and complete writing that book, because it's like you're speaking to someone about it, but you're also writing it down. People have told me time and time again, I need to write a book. I need to do this. I need to do that. And I always say, if I write a book, is the people gonna buy it? But I understand that it's important to tell your story because it does help other people. Relevance, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Sorry if I didn't speak to everyone, but I was driving. Well, thank you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Okay, listen, y'all. I hope I was able to literally help somebody today, drop some gems, and just have conversations with you guys, real, true, honest conversations. I know it can be triggering to talk about these things, but I think once you talk about them, get them off your brain, and are able to live in these things and understand that it's only up from here. It's only growth from here. Um, and sometimes it does take us a while to see that. So, listen, if you need any assistance with anything as far as that goes, therapy, if you don't remember what I stated about the employee assistance program, and it may be called something different from your actual insurance carrier, but um, they do provide uh, 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 sessions that you can go and see a therapist. And listen, do your research on the therapist that you choose, especially if you only get allotted a certain amount of actual visits. Make sure that you do research on that particular therapist before you dive in with them. You know what I mean? I did that. I did that. Um, and so it's important. All right. Y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. This live was a weight off of my shoulders to just be able to talk and help other people. So I appreciate you guys for listening and being present, being present and hearing some of you guys' stories. It does help other people who are going through similar situations that you're going through. Okay, so just to get a few announcements out of the way, we will be doing our review. I know I'm late. I know I'm late, but we will do our review for um Lord, why did it lose? I lost my train of thought. Grown and Gospel. Grown and Gospel, Grown and Gospel. Y'all know that's the new show that Carlos King has. We are going to review that. We do reviews over here. We talk about what's going on, hot topics. We talk about, trending topics, and different stuff of that sort. Um, that's pretty much, what we do over here. And so I ride out for all of you all, and I thank you guys again for being here. This was this was amazing. This was absolutely amazing. And I'm here for y'all. I'm here for y'all. So again, if you need me, DM me on Instagram, um, Twitter, or anything of that sort. All right. All right, y'all. Well, again, if you'd like to bless the channel, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Bang that notification bell so that you don't miss anything. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace, blessings, and again, remember, focus on self-grace. Peace and blessings.